Hi, my name is Alex Pletcher, and I love going to the movies. And the month of April was pretty good for going to the movies, I will not lie. It had been a pretty mediocre year up to that point. The first 3 months really dragging along. But April, I'm looking at 11 movies here today. I would say 7 of them I really give my thumbs up to. So, that being said, we're going to start at the bottom, work our way to the top. Starting with the garbage in the bottom, what's it gonna be? Of course, it's gonna be the biggest movie of April, a Minecraft movie. Number 11. Too bad I don't know how to do the graphics yet. We could say number 11, have a clip of Jack Black. We're gonna get there, hopefully. But, man, no, this movie's dog shit. I really did not enjoy it at all. Other than the fact that I was there with a group of 7 people and we were all laughing our ass off, and they knew what a chicken jockey was, which made my experience way better. There was somebody in a morph suit screaming, "I am Steve," before the movie. All of this heightened my experience, absolutely. It's just a movie that fails on every level as a film with just abhorrent visuals that is a shame that that's what passes for not only a film, but like the number one piece of especially children's entertainment so far this year. That Bluey movie cannot come soon enough. So number 11 is a Minecraft movie. Coming in number 10 though, on a much more positive note, a movie that I just thought was quite bad, was Hell of a Summer, the Finn Wolfhard, Billy Brooke movie. I thought this was bad in a way that was something I could appreciate. They were trying something here. It was almost like a Linklater-esque slasher movie where they talk so much and never ever actually get to any sort of interesting kills until there's one in the third act. That's solid gore, actual on-screen kill. I understand why the first couple ones weren't on screen, like for the plot, but overall, none of the twists work, and also none of the humor is at all funny to the point that I'm almost confused if it's trying to be a comedy. The older I get, modern comedies, I can't even tell if they actually are comedies because they're so unfunny sometimes. Like One of Them Days that came out earlier this year was another one that I'm like, the energy is just so flat that I know you're trying to be funny, but I can't even tell. And that's kind of how I felt about this one, especially when you watch it from the perspective that Finn Wolfhard wrote and starred in it, and his character is literally like the least funny character in a comedy movie ever, because all he is like doing is talking about, hey man, yeah, of course I would go down on a girl first, like that's what I do. And like his friend's like, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. And he's like, I do it. That's not even like funny. It's just making like a statement. Very strange from my perspective is all I thought of this movie. That it's not funny. It's not a good slasher. It's just a weird movie. But the main guy in it, who's too old to be a counselor at summer camp, he's a fun actor. Fred Hetchling or something. I'm so sorry, bro. I can't remember your name, but he was in Thelma, which is a movie I watched on the way to Japan this month. Whenever I went to Star Wars Celebration, it was on the plane. Much better movie than this, but shout out to Fred Hetchinger or whatever. Maybe he's in Gladiator too. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Anyways, number 9, we have The Legend of Ochi. I thought this was okay, but pretty bad, which was disappointing because it looked really solid. There are still shots that are really CGI, but for the most part, this looks exactly like you would want it to look as a 70s, 80s, like adventure, fantasy, kid and a creature movie throwback. Everything you'd want it to look like. And then the story is literally nothing anyone could possibly actually want from a movie like this. I was so off-put by everything in the story department. I also didn't really like the way Ochi looked. I know I just said it. It looked exactly like you would want it to look. I just mean, like, the grain of the film and stuff like that. even though it's very digital still. I didn't really care for the way the Ochi looked, and the kids were annoying. Willem Dafoe was good, but otherwise, this and Death of a Unicorn are big examples of A24 going for these movies, and I appreciate it. I just appreciate that they're trying to make these movies because they're kind of missing from the modern day mainstream industry, you know? Like a unicorn creature feature that's really violent, or, you know, a kid in a puppet movie, even though Star Wars is doing that next. But I say all this to say that they're really bad scripts. And you can, sometimes people say that without actually going and looking at the script. And like not knowing how that actually like plays out on paper, but just actually like thinking about the way that these are written down on paper, like the story you're following, this dialogue you're going with. It's just surprising to me that they're getting greenlit, to be honest, because there's just a real lack of polish or any quality to a lot of them, where everything else in the production is so well done. The lighting is so well done. The cinematography is so well done. The acting is so good, you know. It's weird that the scripts are what's failing them. But that was just my take on this one. So number 9, Legend of Ochi. Number 8, movie I got to have the pleasure of redeeming the misfire of taking my fiance's family to Nosferatu over Christmas for, and that was The Amateur. Took my girlfriend's parents and her to see this, and they really loved it. And her mom kept saying that makes up for Nosferatu. And I was like, that's good by me, because I really did not like this one that much. I thought it was kind of boring, but it did what it needed to do, and that was redeem Nosferatu, even though I love Nosferatu. This movie's fine. Like, it's so fine. I don't remember I won't remember anything about it. I can remember it now. But in like a few months, I won't remember anything about this. I'll remember that it's super weird that Rachel Brosnahan is cast in it, and then, spoiler alert, if you've seen the trailer, you know, dies. And she dies in the same way in the movie as she does in the trailer, just by him being told and shown a clip on the TV of Michael Stuhlbarg doing it. And then she never comes back. And it's done in such a way that you think that she'd come back, and then she doesn't. So it really just plays like dead ass, so boring Jason Bourne, who only can do tech shit. And I get it. It's like, ooh, that's different. CIA shit. And he's doing it all techie and he's underestimated. And it's like, yeah, okay, but like, whatever. You know? Like, I don't care. So, yeah, like, I would rather watch something like The Accountant 2, which will be coming up higher on this list, where it's not reinventing the wheel at all. You know, none of the action is that different, but it's still action, as opposed to Rami Malek stiltedly delivering like cringy tech nerd lines. Anyways, moving on. These movies now are good. Coming in at number 7, I saw this last night on the Big D here in Savannah at the AMC 11, Nick Cage's The Surfer. And I thought this was super fun. I had no idea what I was walking into, had not seen a trailer, didn't really know anything other than seeing the poster. And it's a really weird movie about localism in Australia with these beaches where these kids are telling him he can't surf there even though he was born there. And they beat up anyone who comes and tries to surf. So then he joins their like surf cult. And things get weird from there. And I thought that was really funny. I thought he went for it in a good way. I see everything that he's in at home on VOD or in theaters. Like, I just watched The Old Way and Arcadian from last year. Both of them were like 2.5 out of 5. Solid movies, not that good, but he definitely elevated them. Back at home, but I've seen stuff like The Retirement Plan, which was like definitely a straight to DVD old man action movie he did in 2023. I saw that in theaters just because Pittsburgh was playing it. This was definitely one of the better produced, better quality ones. Still no long legs, nothing like that, but not everything can be. It was very good though for what it was, and it's got very, very fun vibes to it, and it flew by. I'll say that. It flew by like that. I thought at least another 20 minutes was going to go on, and it ended. So it's always nice when a movie does that, right? Coming in at number 6, Until Dawn. This is like a hot take. I have come to find nobody really thought this was that good, other than me. But when I saw it for the first time alone, second time with my fiance. And both times I thought it was fucking scary. I really did. It had me geeked. I was off a gummy, but I was very, very locked into it. Thought it was such a fun, clever way to do a horror movie. Such a fun, clever spin on the Happy Death Day concept, which is one of my favorite horror movies. Making it ultra violent and then changing genre every time everybody dies. And you get like 6 kills every time. So instead of just the same kill over and over again, and Happy Death Day, as much as it is a horror classic, in my opinion, is PG-13. This one was R-rated, which is fun. You get to see 6 people get absolutely brutally destroyed. Like that opening slasher guy locks you in and it's quiet too. There's a distinct lack of noise. And he just messing these people up. And you know what? I understand the argument. Why would you change the story when you have a perfectly good video game there? Especially with something like Until Dawn, because it's pretty much just playing a movie. Because you make the decisions. But it's like even worse when it comes to something like Uncharted. That's why at the end of the day, Uncharted is something I can watch because I enjoy Mark Wahlberg. It's a solid action movie. But as an Uncharted adaptation, it's truly abysmal. This is like, well, you could have just done the Until Dawn thing on the screen, but it's already like a movie. You take just this video game type premise, make it this fun horror movie where it changes genres every like 15, 20 minutes. And it's fun. It worked. Also, I felt them doing every decision. I thought it was kind of paced or visually edited in such a way that like when the kid goes and grabs the chair and goes and tries to kill the guy, that was like, you could tell like one of those butterfly effect moments from the game. I thought that was cool. I enjoyed the way it was done. I know I shouldn't be defending it, I should just be able to say I like it, but I've actually had so many conversations with people since seeing it, and nobody likes it. So I'm just already kind of predeterminedly accustomed to the idea that people don't like this one, and I thought it was fun. I really did enjoy it. Coming in number 5, just above it, same weekend this came out, but I saw it 2 weeks before an early access screening the night before I flew to Japan. And that's Ben Affleck and John Bernthal in The Accountant 2. And I thought this was a blast. It's a buddy road trip, autistic action comedy. And all of us Accountant fans have been patiently waiting years for this. I mean, my buddies and I, shout out William, Jonathan, Logan, those 3 and me loved The Accountant. Me, because I really, as a 13-year-old, still do love Anna Kendrick and Ben Affleck. And putting them in a movie together, absolutely my bag. I'm there. And I was disappointed Anna Kendrick didn't come back for this. It kind of would have been like if they did do a Doctor Strange 2 without Rachel McAdams. But I still think that this just worked because of Bernthal filling that void. And doing so excellently, I might add. Actually making the dynamic of the movie way funner. It's way less serious than the first one. I don't know if I would say I liked it more than the first one, just because it is, at the end of the day, a really kind of meandering movie that eventually gets to where it's trying to go. But that worked for me because I dug the vibes, I dug the dudes, I dug the characters, and I just had a good time. Like I said, it's literally nothing remarkable. It's not reinventing the wheel, but it is just so nice to see a competently well-made Ben Affleck actioner in theaters. So I'm not going to ever pretend I did not have a great time watching that. Not every movie needs to do everything new for me. I just really had a good time watching it, and I did with this one. Coming in at number 4, a movie that did do new things and proved phone horror cannot be horrible to me, and that was Drop. Christopher Landon, Leave It to Him, been shouting out Happy Death Day the whole video to do a movie in a genre that is my least favorite. I don't even like when I see a cell phone in a movie, let alone a whole movie based around, a horror movie based around getting airdrops on your cell phone. I thought this was such a fun, engaging thriller. Another one, actually, since this came out, almost everyone I talked to didn't like it. But I really just thought this was so clever, so fun, well-paced. Felt a lot like Wes Craven's Red Eye, or what Hitchcock would be doing if he knew what a cell phone was. And the twists were fun. Megan Fahey from The White Lotus Season 2, which I have since watched because I loved The White Lotus Season 3, and I really enjoyed her in this movie. I really liked The White Lotus Season 2, and I watched it. Turned out she's great in this, and I would watch it again any day of the week. I think if I show this to people, like my girlfriend or my parents, because I did see it. I saw it with a great crowd. I saw it at advanced screening here at the Savannah College, but it was just a night where I got off work and went. So I would love to see it with somebody and see what their reaction to it is. Because I was laughing and having a good time. The kids behind me were screaming and gasping, and that was funny. So yeah, number 4, Drop. Number 3, A24's best movie this month. Just kidding. That's the next one. We have Warfare. I'm glad that they did do some good stuff this month, A24. And they're just cranking this shit out. And 2 of them really hit for me. Warfare is excellent. Absolutely fantastic. Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland co-directing it, and this is definitely a bounce back for Garland coming off Civil War. Who knows if he'll ever make a movie again, because he said he was done after Civil War, and then have some decorum, coming out a year later and doing this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so glad he did. It was great, and getting to live this out on screen for Ray Mendoza, having experienced it, what an honor to, remember that the way he did, and encapsulate it on screen. That was crazy. That movie is so good, so intense, heart-pounding thriller, and it doesn't let up. It's just 90 minutes, boots on the ground with these guys. I thought that was excellently done. Super cool, super, cutting edge. Did make me feel something new. The opening is excellent too. Just very great opening. And I love the way that it doesn't feel the need to give us any more information about these guys. We're just there with them, experiencing this thing with them. We're endeared to them at the gate. The gore is excellent. Not that you need it to be in a movie like this, but in a movie like Hacksaw Ridge as well, I think of, where you just put such graphic, crazy gore in your war movie, it makes it that much more horrifying. It can feel gratuitous, it can feel exploitative, but sometimes that's fun, and that makes it more exciting. And that's how I felt about this one. So, number 3, Warfare, great movie. These top 3 are all excellent. Number 2, movie that has not officially come out wide yet, but I did get to see it at another one of these local early screenings, and that was Friendship, the Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd A24 movie. Absolutely hilarious. I had a headache from laughing. I was dehydrated from laughing and crying while laughing. If you've seen I Think You Should Leave, I think you should see this movie, because that shit is the funniest thing on TV. It's so funny. You cannot watch out without cracking up the entire time. And it is just a encapsulated movie version of that. The bits are hilarious. Paul Rudd is the best he's been in years. It was so good to see him as funny as he was in this. Tim Robinson's just a comedy genius. The way he says stuff. The stuff they come up with to say. Fucking Kate Mara with all the plants falling out the back of her car. If that sounds funny to you, it's because you get it. And I cannot say enough good things about how funny this movie is. It's like the boy version of Bottoms, is the best way to put it. And anyone who's seen Bottoms, yes, it's not that good, but it's almost that good. And I can't wait to watch it again and again and again. It was hilarious. Definitely the comedy of the year so far. But time to get to the movie of the year so far. And as much as I have had nothing but glowing things to say about the last few, it doesn't compare to the first movie. Everybody would know what it is. Anybody who does a video about the best movies of April is going to have this at number one, and that's Sinners. How could you not have Sinners at number one? Sinners is Ryan Coogler's best movie. Since sleeping on it, theater hopping to see a little more of it again, after seeing it the first time. I love Creed, but I really don't have any problem saying this is his best movie because I really, really, really love vampire movies. And to get this amazing modern take on vampires, after wanting vampire movies to come back for the past couple years, and they have, they really, really have. You've had stuff like Nosferatu. You've had stuff like, I don't know why, because I didn't really like it, but Abigail from last year springs to mind. Renfield was horrible, but it existed too. Like, these movies are coming out, they're doing okay. People are liking them, they have their audience. I love Nosferatu. And then to have this come out and just be such a wholly unique and original take on vampire movies. And out of water in my mouth. It's just amazing. It's just amazing to have something this good, this fun, this erotic, and well acted, and the gore is great, the action is dope. Delroy Lindo, who I saw him and I thought, please be in this whole movie, and he was. Because I didn't know going in. I walked out of the trailer because I heard Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan are making a vampire movie. I saw the opening of that trailer. I thought, I think this is that. So I've been running out of it for months now, and I've been told by people, you're running out for the vampire movie. So I was like, okay, well, it's at least been confirmed, which I wasn't bothered about, even though I was like, I didn't want to know. I was guessing it was, so it's fine that happened because I was even more excited knowing that's what I was getting myself into. And it just didn't disappoint. Michael B. Jordan is so awesome. He's such a good actor. Playing Smoke and Stack here, that's just so badass. So you played two twins named Smoke and Stack in a vampire movie with Snow Bunny Haley Steinfeld by your side. It's phenomenal. The main story revolving around their cousin who is, getting into playing guitar, and he wants to keep doing that. Preacher Boy. Oh, it's so good. The sequence where he's playing the music going all through time and space with all these different people from the past with him. It is what movies are made for. And I cannot stop asking people if they've seen it, cannot stop telling people to go see it. And I'm telling you right now, if you haven't seen it, go see it. If you've already seen it, go see it again because it's worth it. It really is. It's so rich, so good, beautiful and well done, and the best movie of the year, bar none for me, is Sinners so far. So let me know what you saw in April down in the comments and what your favorite movie of the month was. And if it wasn't Sinners, if it was Minecraft, that's okay. I'm just glad you went to the movies. Thank you for watching and have a great day.